Yo, what's up guys? Jario, and today, man, I've been talking about day one of the 2022 NBA free agency. We're about 5 hours in while I'm recording this video to free agency. Actually, 4 hours in recording this video. We've had a couple of deals. I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about pretty much most of the deals that I really think that stands out to me, and go ahead and talk about them all in this one video. Okay, a lot of people went out and re-signed. Bradley Beal resigned for 5 years, $251 million. Obviously, we knew he was going to resign. He did that. And then Anthony Simons, my boy, Anthony Simons, got that absolute bag. 4 years, $100 million. Clap it up for my boy, Anthony Simons. He's going to take another leap this season. I'm calling it right now. Anthony Simons will take yet another leap. Damian Lillard right alongside him. He's in his bag. All he needs to do really is go ahead and work on his off ball. And I started making the video. I see from Shams, free agent center Andre Drummond is finalizing a deal with the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls now finally have that backup big. Also, I'm not going to talk about too much in depth in terms of people resigning. Bobby Portis resigned. Obviously, we know he's going to resign. He did that for 4 years and $49 million. Nothing that really stood out to me. Tyus Jones, I expected him to go out maybe to Washington, maybe to New Orleans, maybe to New York potentially, make him a certain point guard. But no, Tyus Jones ends up re-signing for 2 years, $30 million with the Memphis Grizzlies. So yes, Tyus Jones is back to backing up John Morant and doing this for $15 million a year. That is really good value for a really great backup point guard. Okay, so shout out to him getting that absolute bag. Damian Jones, former Laker and former King now, ends up signing with the Lakers once again. Remember a game last year against them, he was eating them alive at moments. Okay, shout out to Damian Jones. The Lakers are making moves, getting young players, so shout out to them. Also, Chris Boucher ended up returning to the Raptors. This is a guy that was on an open market. A lot of teams are trying to go out and get. I don't know if Toronto was going to go ahead and resign him, but they did for $35 million across 2 years. That is a W in my book. Obviously, as we know, they definitely need a lot of big men, and why not go ahead and keep that core with Chris Boucher. Lou Dort signed for 5 years, $87 million. Also, a deal is kind of surprised, but not that Lou Dort's a bad player at all. It's just that I didn't really expect Lou Dort to get a $87 million deal. I know Lou Dort is good, really good defender, obviously. Continually working on his three-point shot. Obviously had a lot of great scoring outputs last year before he got injured. Then you add on Josh Giddey and SGA, and you got on Chet Holmgren. Yeah, solid team, man, solid team. Yeah, Lil Dort gets an absolute bag from the OKC Thunder. Also, we get to see that Patty Mills, after declining a player option, is now returning to the Nets on a 2-year deal for $14.5 million. And then the big domino, Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson goes ahead and basically 4 minutes ago, he was ahead and signs a 4-year deal for $104 million. I'm not going to go too deep into it. I did make a whole video about it an hour before free agency started. He was going to sign with them, made the video, and ended up working out. So there it is with Jalen Brunson. I like Jalen Brunson. Might be too much money. I don't know. I'm not an NBA GM. I feel like it's a little bit too much money. I will give him 4 years at max. $100 million, gave him $4 million extra. I mean, if I'm a billionaire, I guess why not for free. Gotta probably will go into that star role you would hope New York Knicks fans. So yeah, like I just talked about recently, Drummond signing a deal to become the backup big to Nikola Vucevic. They actually have a backup big, and Drummond excels as a backup big. As a starter, Drummond at points can be a very, very huge head scratcher. But as a backup big, we saw him backing up Joel Embiid. The man was really good as a backup big. You don't want to start Drummond as a center. You want him to be off the bench, and this is where you're going to be at, and this is what you're going to do, and this is where you're going to flourish with the Chicago Bulls. Mark my words. Kevin Knox, my man, went out and signed with the Detroit Pistons for 2 years, $6 million. Solid deal. I wanted to see who was going to go take a flyer on Kevin Knox, and what would the team to do that. Then the Pistons, who obviously went ahead and just drafted Jaden Ivey, they've Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, traded away Jeremy Grant. And hey, take a flyer on Kevin Knox. They also took a flyer recently on Josh Jackson, and it worked out decently well for them, so they went ahead as well. Take a flyer on Kevin Knox, aka my twin, who wore the your boy on his jacket with the Fortnite. So There's that. JaVale McGee, in my opinion, also one of the best backup bigs in basketball last year for the Phoenix Suns. So I'm not would have re-signed another Phoenix Suns. Only big men on the team is nobody. No Aiden, no Biombo, no JaVale McGee. Yeah. And y'all traded away Jalen Smith, who's probably going to get a good amount of money. I also don't know why Jalen Smith hasn't signed a contract yet. I believe Jalen Smith is a free agent, if I'm not mistaken. Apparently the Nets are not interested in DeAndre Ayton. They just went ahead and also they signed Nicholas Claxton. We signed him, I should say, to a good deal. And Jalen Smith, yeah, Jalen Smith, I believe, is a free agent. Yeah. And the club. Oh, so I guess the Suns declined his club option, traded him to the Pacers, and now he's a free agent now. Okay, I think I've read that correctly. Jalen Smith is a free agent, so if they expect him to be acquired, hopefully because of my Miami Heat definitely could use a nice little backup power forward / center. So yeah, JaVale McGee, 3 years, $20 million to back up over the center is going to be for the Mavericks, whether they go ahead and make Christian Wood their starting center, go small ball like he was doing in Houston. That might be pretty decent. And another big option I would say that went ahead and signed today was Lonnie Walker, formerly of the Spurs. He's gonna go ahead and easily replace Malik Monk, who also today left the Lakers for $219 million from the Sacramento Kings. Go from Cali to Cali. Obviously, kind of tough for him to re-sign him. They went ahead and signed Lonnie Walker, another guy off the bench, being a pretty good six-man, and they got him for 1 year, $6.5 million. Very underrated move by the LA Lakers. It hurts me that I let this move so much for them because they're the Lakers, man. They're the Lakers. Jae'Sean Tate, a couple of Rockets fans were kind of interested why they didn't go ahead and take his club option, because they went ahead and re-signed him today to a 3-year deal worth $22 million. Get that bag. And I can't wait to see the Rockets young core. It should be absolutely super fun to watch, okay? And also Kyle Anderson went ahead and signed with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Kind of a wild card, kind of something I really didn't even see coming, really. Kyle Anderson leaving the Grizzlies for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Very interesting. I mean, it does make sense because they just go ahead and draft probably Kyle Anderson, aka Slow-Mo, his replacement Jay Laravia out of the NBA draft. Kind of makes sense where they go ahead and let go Kyle Anderson. Don't want to pay him. Just pay Tyus Jones. I forgot they already paid John Morant. I don't think they have paid John Morant yet. No, they haven't paid John Morant yet. They did pay Triple J, who's just out for 6 months now. This got announced. Hope he's good. Hope everything goes out perfect with that. And yeah. Also, tough move was made today by Miami Heat, going ahead and agreeing to a 2-year deal for $9 million for doing. They made a video also right before this video. If I'm gonna go see my whole entire insight on that, I'm not happy about that deal whatsoever. I am not a fan of doing them at all. Dude is completely cooked, and he's still in the NBA. So I don't know why we went ahead and did that, but there's that. A couple of people in the Bucks re-signed: Javon Carter, Wesley Matthews. Like I said, Bobby Portis. All makes sense. Really, kind of keeping that bench roll kind of good for the Bucks. And yeah, and obviously Tucker resigned. Obviously Tucker signed with the Sixers for 3 years, $32 million. Oladipo came back to my Miami Heat for $11 million. Isaiah Hartenstein, one of the league's best backup bigs, signing with the Knicks, not the Clippers, but the Knicks, to be back up, potentially Mitchell Robinson, who is also the free agent, still hasn't had his deal agreed upon. So we'll definitely see what ends up happening with Mitchell Robinson, as I had him probably going to the Bulls to back up Nikola Vucevic, and now that center is Drummond for way less money that Robinson would have gotten. So there goes that. Probably going ahead and returning to the New York Knicks. Hartenstein, like I said, signs up with the Knicks for 2 years, $60 million. Obviously makes sense because they just went ahead and traded away Nerlens Noel and Alec Burks to the Pistons. So there goes their backup center. And yeah. And then DeAndre Jordan, I don't know how, again, like doing them, I don't know how he's still employed. And signing with the Denver Nuggets. Potentially to go ahead and back up Nikola Jokic. By the way, also Boogie Cousins also is a free agent. He was back in Jokic last year. And I don't know why you just go ahead and re-sign Boogie unless you didn't want to resign instead of going to DeAndre Jordan, who's literally got awful. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. Also, Booker signed a $214 million 4-year deal, Supermax contract. Also is the 2K cover for 2K23. Jokic, MVP, back-to-back MVP Nikola Jokic has agreed to a 5-year deal for $264 million, which is the richest deal in NBA history. Well deserved, with the 5th year being a player option at $60 million. Oh my God, Jokic, good shit, my man. You absolutely deserve all that money. Continue to kill it in the NBA. Also, Gary Harris went ahead and ended up resigning with the Magic. I don't know if he's going to resign just because they have so many guards, but he ends up resigning for 2 years, $26 million. Also, Mo Bamba kind of hurt my heart. He ended up signing with the Orlando Magic. I thought he was going to come to my Miami Heat. Started with Bam Adebayo, a power forward. Ends up resigning with the Orlando Magic, and that absolutely just killed me because they said they were going to let him go on the market as an unrestricted free agent, and they went ahead and re-signed him. Also, Nicholas Claxton, like I said, resigned with the Nets for 2 years, $20 million. Again, I remember that they really weren't trying to resign him. Then they go ahead and resign him. Now they don't want DeAndre Ayton. Is that because they just signed Nicholas Claxton? I don't know. And yeah, well, I'm not gonna lie. When that Mo Bomb notification came in, oh my God, it was sick. Like, they said he was trying to go to the Bulls, but the Bulls really weren't trying to kind of give him the money he was looking for. So he just went out somewhere else. And that somewhere else was the Magic. Even though Paolo Banchero now was number 5, I saw a video of that. Paolo Banchero has number 5 on his jersey. Obviously, we're at Duke, and Mo Bamba is number 5 as well. So I think Mo Bamba is going to get a number change because I don't think Paolo Banchero is giving up number 5. So probably look for Paolo to give that man Mo Bamba a decent amount of value, money or something like that, to go ahead and eventually get number 5 from Mo Bamba. Also, JTA, if that makes any people out here that like JTA, obviously former Warrior, NBA champion JTA, going from LA to LA, not from LA, go from Cali to Cali, signing with the LA Lakers. So there is that. Marvin Bagnes had a 3-year deal, $37 million. We the starting power forward, I would say, for the Pistons. And Miles Bridges, as we know, yesterday he was arrested for domestic violence. So it's definitely not a good thing at all. And that pretty much tanked his value on day 1 of free agency. He probably would have got a good amount of money from either the Pistons or the Hornets, but now that stuff coming out, tainting his value, and there's really just no place for that on the world, man. It's fucked up, man. I don't know if I said this earlier, but yeah, DeLon Wright also went ahead and signed with the Hawks, the Wizards. Obviously, then again, the Jonathan Murray really tainted his value on the Hawks because that defensive wing is now an all-star. DeJounte Murray, elite playmaker, really good rebounder. So really no room for DeLon Wright. How they have a whole of a say at point guard is that Sharif Cooper. Shout out Ash Cash. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, that is day 1 of the free agency. Like I said, it was very, very interesting. Definitely see what happens tomorrow. Definitely see some more downwards, hopefully fall. I'll make a video on day 2, and hopefully we see some really good trade. Great day. Hopefully tomorrow is also a really good day for signings and orders. Make another video on that and continue to talk about vacancy, as this is literally one of the greatest times of the year, man. Just sitting back, looking at these shams, woes, noties. Hey, man, this is what I'm looking at for the last couple hours of my game, man. It's great, man. But other than that, y'all, that is the best. Go down below, drop a like, comment down below. Subscribe me on Twitch, Twitter, and to John. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm out, man. Peace.